Hey, how's it going, my friends? It is I, Coach Adam here. I'm back with another episode on living your best life. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm really happy to be here again. We're continuing on our topics of social media and comparing yourself and just navigating the noise around social media and making sure that you feel good about yourself. So, last week's episode kind of covered that a little bit, but we're going to get into it a little bit more this time. Um, so last time was about empowering your body, embracing your journey through that. Now we're going to go through a little bit of how we can do that and how we can navigate that noise. So thanks for joining me. For those of you who are returning listeners, I really appreciate it. For anyone who's new to the show, thank you. I really appreciate you taking a listen. So if you like it, there's anything on here that you think, the point of the podcast really is just to educate you, to encourage you, to motivate you. I, as a coach, I work with clients one-on-one. I work with them in groups. I work with online clients. So this to me is kind of a way for me to offer my knowledge, my help, and my service in a way to anyone out there that can't be with me one-on-one, can't be with me in a group, or even online. So this is an educational platform just for you to learn. I'm not asking you for anything. Like I said, all I'm asking is just to like it, share it, follow it, comment, whatever it takes, for you to always get alerted when there is a new episode. So before or without further ado, let's go ahead and get started, you guys. Um, Harnessing the good, the positive side of social media in your fitness journey. Look, social media isn't all bad, right? It's not just continuous negative information. You're not always going to get bombarded with stuff that doesn't resonate with you. However, that is going to happen probably 50% of the time. So we have to understand how we are going to see things on Instagram, how we're going to see things on Facebook or TikTok or whatever, and really kind of view it through our lens and really put things in perspective, right? Uh, Everyone's on their own journey. Everyone's going to see something different and everyone's going to feel something different when they get shown something, right? So we have to kind of guard ourselves from things that we're going to see out there and be ready for how we're going to feel about that and recognize that so that we can kind of shift our mindset and move past that feeling of comparing to others or feeling um, maybe not as valued, because that's what happens on Instagram. We see a lot of things that kind of make us feel down. We compare ourselves. And so um, although it isn't all bad vibes and negativity, we still have to be aware. The flip side of that is that in the fitness world, in the health and wellness world, most of the content that comes out is going to be inspirational. It's going to help you connect with a community of like-minded individuals, whatever type of wellness that you enjoy in your life. You'll be able to find that community for yourself as well. And then on top of that, you're also going to learn things, right? There's a lot of knowledge out there. There's a lot of fitness accounts out there who are producing quality content to just educate the public on things that unfortunately we weren't educated on as we grew up. If these things were taught in school, a lot of us would be better off. Our health would be better. We'd be staying away from chronic diseases. Our mental health would be better. So these are the things that now we have the opportunity on social media to um, to consume, right? So we have to be mindful of what information is out there, right? Talk about navigating the information jungle, right? There's a bunch of stuff out there, a bunch of information, and it can be overwhelming. It can be almost paralysis by analysis. If you never heard that, it's when you get so much information that you just don't know what to do with it, and you've learned a lot, but now you just don't know what to do, and you're just stuck in action. And that happens a lot. So we have to be mindful of that because there is a jungle out there. There is a lot of information. And the problem is that not all fitness information, not all fitness advice is created equal. We have to be mindful of that. We have to know how to discern the truth from fiction, right? The fact from fiction, truth from fluff. So when you see something on someone's social media profile, check check who they are, check their background. Are they just someone who is a influencer who's getting paid by brands to just promote their products? Or is it someone who's a certified professional who does this for a living, who works with people one-on-one, who a person whose information is being shown to you is something that they also do every day. They also educate people in their circle on every day. This is their profession. This is what they do on the daily. This is how they make a living. Um, so check for those things, right? And not to say that influencers who just promote brands aren't going to give you correct information. You just have to be mindful that they're not just giving you information so that you buy the supplements or whatever product that they're promoting. So that's where we kind of have to be mindful. And then when you see things that they post, I know it's going to take a little time, but when it comes to health and wellness, when it comes to your body, when it comes to what you're consuming, how you take care of your body, it's going to be best to fact check the information that's being put out, right? Is it going to take a little more time? Sure, of course. The good thing is that once you have followed someone, once you've found an account of someone who you know is producing content that you don't necessarily always have to fact check anymore, because you now have built that trust with that person, right? That person has given you information and not misled you. So you trust that person. So eventually you're not going to have to fact check. It's going to be maybe the first few times you come across their information. Hey, they say something, cool, look it up real quick. Is it true? Are more people saying the same thing, or is it just something they're trying to sell? So be mindful of those things, right? And the biggest thing you got to be mindful is those quick fixes that they try to sell. Lose 30 pounds in 30 days. Lose inches off your waist in 2 weeks. Whatever. How 6-pack in 30 days, right? Like 30 seconds to crunches. I don't know. um, but there is no miracle cure to having gained weight. There is no miracle cure to detoxing your body from all the junk we've been putting in it with our food and our beverages, whatever. There's no quick fixes for that. If you're overweight and you've gained 20 to 30 pounds, it took you some time to gain 20 to 30 pounds. So it's going to take you some time to lose that. Right. So you can't be lured in by the promise of a miracle fix or something that's going to take very little time and maybe very little effort on your part. There's one thing that people say, and I see it a lot on people's posts, that taking care of your body and improving your body and getting stronger and losing body weight and learning how to prep your meals and do things like that is work, right? But it's work that you do, and no one can take that work away from you. So once you've accomplished your goals and once you reach where you are, then that sense of pride of saying, hey, I did this. I was the one who worked my butt off. I was the one who prepped all my meals. I was the one who made sure that, I continued to educate myself on things that I needed help with. So be wary of those quick fixes, and don't be scared to put in the work and take the time to do this work, because it's going to take time. But I promise you, it's going to be so much more worth it, because you're going to have that sense of pride and sense of accomplishment that you are the one that put in all the work, and you are the only one that deserves the accolades and the praise for it. Cool. Good talk. All right. Next thing you want to be mindful of is boundaries, right? Boundaries are your best friend. We talk about boundaries all the time in your personal life and your work life, with your friends and things like that. But there are also boundaries with social media. Social media can be so overwhelming, and it's so easy to just open our phone, pop on, and we just mindlessly scroll for like 15, 20, 30 minutes, sometimes an hour, right? So we have to give ourselves boundaries. If you're going to jump on social media, set a timer and say, hey, you know what? I'm only going to be on for 10, 15 minutes every couple hours or every hour or whatever, like whatever is not going to dig into your productivity time, into your personal time, into your social time with your family or friends, whatever's not going to dig into your mental health and make you feel some sort of way. Set those boundaries to protect yourself, to protect your mental well-being, to protect your physical well-being, everything, right? So schedule those breaks, and stick to those breaks, stick to that schedule, right? Follow that, we'll say, calendar in a sense. But make those breaks non-negotiable. Don't say, oh, well, I didn't take my uh social media break earlier, so I'm not going to take one. Or like, don't alternate. Just, if you're taking a social media break, take a social media break. If you need a couple hours off, take a couple hours off. If you could only, like, for me, well, not unfortunately, but in my situation, I'm constantly on social media, right? I'm posting, I'm commenting on accounts, I'm looking at fitness accounts, wellness accounts, things like that. So for me, I try to say, okay, well, for me, there's no social media early in the morning. I don't jump on social media until I've showered, brushed my teeth, gotten dressed, done all that, and maybe even sometimes not even till I get to work. um and then after that, once I'm done with clients, then I'll take my time, do some scrolling, things like that, and then maybe one more time in the afternoon, and then last time before, when I get home in the evening. So maybe 4 to 5 times out of the day, I'm on social media for about 20 minutes. So that's a total of, let's say, hour and a half, which isn't horrible. Um, but maybe I can minimize that too. And you can do that with, I know iPhone has it. I'm pretty sure Android phones have it. There's a way to monitor your screen time, and it'll tell you how much time you're spending on each app on your phone. It's very eye opening. Try it. And then for, like, when you are on social media and we talk about boundaries, you gotta put boundaries up and walls up, in a sense, with accounts that are going to trigger you, with accounts that are going to make you feel bad. If there are accounts that you see that anytime you see it, you either compare yourself to it, or it makes you feel bad because of what it says or whatever, don't follow it. Unfollow it. There's no rhyme or reason for you to continue following an account that makes you feel bad. That's like having a friend that berates you every day and you're like, yeah, let's hang out every day. I'm going to pick you up. I'm going to drop you off too. But you can be as mean to me as possible. Unfollow those accounts. All right. There's no need for you to have them. It's only going to make you feel worse every time you open it up. All right. And then focus on quality over quantity. Engage with a few of those posts, engage with a few of those threads, whatever it is. If there's a conversation and you have a question, or maybe you have something to contribute and a personal experience, share it. There's going to be people on there that are going to like your comment, and you can say thank you, maybe even follow them. But you're going to find supportive communities if you engage in the right way, and if you engage with accounts that resonate with you. We go back to unfollowing negative accounts. A lot of people follow those accounts because they like to type comments and troll and be mean and cause drama. If you're trying to stay away from negativity, then don't go cause drama, because that's just negativity for no reason. If that's what you want to do, then by all means, go do that. But if it's affecting your mental health, then you can't be upset when that does happen, because it is going to affect your mental health if you continue to feed your brain with negative images, negative ideas, or negative concepts. So be clear of those boundaries and make sure you stick to those boundaries as strongly as possible, as strictly as possible. Next thing you want to do, we just talked about community, build a positive tribe. Interact with people that share the same values as you, that share commonalities, and maybe you just enjoy the same activities, or you enjoy cooking, or you enjoy prepping, or you enjoy hiking, or you enjoy swimming or yoga, or whatever it is that you enjoy in health and wellness, trying new recipes, right? Then find groups that align with your goals. If you like running, find a run club. There's actually a really cool run club right here in the San Fernando Valley. It's called Valley Girls Run LA. It's a group of ladies who get together. I don't know how often they get together, maybe a few times a week, but they go run together. And what that does is you're in a group of friends. They become friends that enjoy running, and it also builds a community. You have support, you have encouragement, you have motivation. And in this day and age, because of the times they run, sometimes you have protection, right? You're in a big group. It's scary these days to run alone. And we always say, if you are alone and it's nighttime, it's probably best not to be out on your own. So when you can find a group that's going to encourage you and motivate you and keep you safe, then that's like the ultimate way to keep that community. Um, You're going to be able to share your experiences with those people. You're going to be able to share your experiences with other friends and family, and they may want to be included in things like that. They may be interested in going with you, or just going to see you. You know, that same running group had, I don't know how many other girls run in a marathon recently, and there was a lot of people that went to just support them. You know, and that really helps in this journey when you're struggling through your fitness, when you're struggling through your weight loss, and you're just thinking, man, I don't know if I want to do this anymore. But you have people that connect with you, that encourage you and support you, and not just online. It ends up being people offline too when you see them out and about. So build yourself a tribe, find people that share your interests, find people that you can go out and do things with or just interact with. Um, and if you're shy, I get it, but I think social media is the easiest way to interact with people for shy people. Like, people don't believe this about me, but I'm a little bit of an introvert in the sense that I don't necessarily like to go interact with people, or do all that. I do it because I'm I I've learned to be comfortable with it. It's part of my career. It's part of what I do, and I've just learned to be comfortable with it. But for the longest, so I guess you could say now I'm an extroverted introvert. Is that what they call them? But for the longest time, I was a really shy kid, and if I would have had social media in high school and junior high, um, maybe I would have been able to like comment on friends' things, and or just interact with people a little bit in a little bit different way. um so if you're shy, I think social media is a good way to kind of break into talking to people, because you're not face to face, and that's usually what makes shy people a little nervous. All right, real influencers and real impact. So I mentioned this earlier, I've mentioned it plenty of times in most of my videos, or when I talk to people, when I talk to my clients. Look for authentic fitness influencers. Okay. You want to look for people who are sharing their genuine experiences, their genuine journey, what they're actually going through, and not what they want you to see on social media. If you go through fitness influencers Instagram and all you see is filtered posts and posed and angled, and there's nothing that looks real in a sense, it just all looks curated, then that's when you kind of have to be weary. You have to be a little more mindful of who you're following, because you don't want to follow someone who's portraying a unrealistic, unattainable, perfect body. If you're going to see that every day and it's unattainable, then it's just going to discourage you. It's going to stress you out. It's going to make you feel depressed that you don't look like that. And who knows, you may never look like that, right? So why follow something that is going to continuously make you feel like you're just never going to get there? So find stories that are relatable, that are inspiring, that are encouraging, that are honest, right? That are vulnerable sometimes. I've done, not to toot my own horn here and say follow me, but I've cried on these lives before sometime. Well, this isn't a live, this is a podcast. Live is later. I've teared up on some podcasts before because of the content that we talk about. And um that's just about being transparent. I value transparency so much when it comes to my journey and me sharing these experiences, because I'm just giving you the information that I've learned over the years and that I've imparted to my clients over the years that work and have worked for me, have worked for my clients. And so why not share that experience with people that are looking for the same type of solutions that my clients were looking for in the past and have now found? So appreciate the influencers or the content on there that you see that share their successes, that share their challenges, their obstacles, that share the highs of their success and also share the lows of their successes. So look for people who are not trying to be something they're not, right? Look for someone authentic, and you're going to resonate with someone like that a lot better, because you know that they're just being themselves. They're being vulnerable when they have to. They're being transparent as much as possible, and they're just sharing the knowledge that they've acquired to selflessly help someone like you on their journey. And that's all you need to look for, and that's really the type of people that you want to also surround yourself with. So whether you're following someone on Instagram that you don't know personally, or you're following someone on Instagram that you do know personally, you're going to get a lot more a deeper relationship in a sense with that person, and you're going to trust them a lot more. So think about those things. And then also the last thing when it comes to these influencers is supporting those who are advocating for actual real body positivity. People that celebrate any type of person who's starting on their wellness journey, right? They don't just comment or like photos of people that look like them. You celebrate inclusivity, diversity, acceptance in the fitness space. A lot of I see this all the time. A lot of influencers or a lot of people on Instagram or TikTok, they post videos, and I mean, I don't know if they're serious or not, but they kind of poke fun at people who are just starting, or they make them feel bad because they don't know certain things about their nutrition or the type of exercise they should be doing. And it sucks because people, it's already a vulnerable enough position to go to a gym, to go say I need help with my fitness, to learn how to cook your food better. It's already an uncomfortable spot, and so when we get made fun of when we're in these positions, it just discourages us from doing it. So find people that are also going to celebrate anyone who is attempting to better themselves, because bettering yourself shouldn't be something that gets made fun of. It's just not. It shouldn't be. So if you do make fun of people who are trying to better themselves, please don't, and unfollow me. I don't care. All right, comparison trap and escape routes. Comparing yourself, you guys, to others online, actually anytime, comparing yourself to anyone at any time is extremely, extremely harmful. Comparison is the thief of joy, right? If you're continuously comparing yourself to someone who is better off than you, who's someone who is skinnier than you, someone who is stronger than you, someone who has a better job, a better family, better life, better friends, whatever. Whenever you do that, you bring yourself down, and you show that you're not grateful for what you do have, where you are, and who you are. When you compare yourself to other things, it's kind of pushing aside what you have already. And now look, there's nothing wrong with wanting to achieve that, right? If that's your goal, if someone has, a certain level of income that you're comparing yourself to, right? You can't come. So let's break this down. So when you compare yourself and say, why is it that they make more than me? I make this, they make that. Then you put yourself in a situation of lacking something. But if you were to frame it a little different way and say, man, that person has achieved a level of success that I am trying to achieve, that I'm working towards. I can't wait to get there. That's a little bit different than comparing yourself. Yes, you understand that you're not there yet, but you're also not saying you're not sitting there depressed or crying that you're not there yet. You're actively working hard and actively trying to get to that place. So don't compare yourself. You can use those situations or use those comparisons, we'll say, as a marker, but don't put yourself in a position to say, why aren't you there yet? All right. Put yourself in a position to say, I will be there soon, and continue to work hard, continue to do what you need to do to better yourself and to better your body and to continuously strive to be the best version of yourself. You got to focus on your own journey, right? You got to celebrate your progress. You got to celebrate the big wins, the little wins. You got to think about the fact that someone else may lose weight, or I'm sorry, someone else may lose body fat or gain muscle faster than you, or they might lose it slower than you. Everyone's journey is different. Every person's biology is different, so their body's going to work differently too. um I can't give the same exact diet to person A and person B because they may have different needs. And this person may be trying to gain muscle mass, this person may be trying to lose body fat. So if this person were to compare themselves to person A, then they're always going to be feeling bad because, well, I'm heavier and I got muscle mass. And it's like, yeah, I lost body fat, but I don't have any muscle. It's like, well, that was your goal, right? So you got to consider those things too. So focus on your own journey, and then just remember that a lot of online personas, a lot of people are on Instagram. It's curated, right? You can't believe everything that you see. Everyone has struggles beyond what they're posting on Instagram. Everyone has things that you're not seeing. People call social media a highlight reel. It's a highlight reel of their real life. Like, do you know anyone who posts the bad stuff that happens to them? Right? Not many people do, but the people that do, those are the people that are authentic. Those are the people that you're going to want to follow. Those are the people that are going to resonate with you and you're going to relate to a lot more and you're going to trust more because they're showing you things that don't normally make the highlights. And everyone struggles. And if you don't believe that your favorite influencer or your favorite celebrity or your favorite artist or whatever doesn't have struggles, then time to rethink that, my friends. And then just be kind to yourself. I always say this is one of my models, is to love yourself. um Speaking of which, I'm gonna have t-shirts and sweaters coming out soon with that on there. Love yourself, with my logo on the back. But anyways, love yourself, be kind to yourself, right? Acknowledge your efforts and focus on that self-improvement. Focus on your own improvement. Don't worry about any um unrealistic goals, any unattainable body type or anything like that. You can't worry about that, because if you do, then you're always going to be putting yourself down. You're always going to have that negative feeling, and you don't want to continuously hold negativity in your mind or in your heart, please. And all right, so when you're on social media, when you're on YouTube, when you're looking for this information, or when you're just scrolling through on your daily life, right? Be mindful of what you're engaging in. Be deliberate about what you're trying to accomplish when you're on social media, right? So if you're trying to stay positive, if you're trying to stay encouraged throughout your journey here, then you have to seek content that's uplifting, seek content that's educational. It's going to help you on this journey, not hinder you on your journey. So choose information that's going to align with your goals, align with your values, align with what you're trying to accomplish in this moment, and not stuff that's going to tear you down and make you feel bad. And then when you're on those sites, when you're on those pages, then engage critically. Use your brain. A lot of us don't have, I don't want to say capacity, but we don't have the desire for critical thinking anymore. And it blows my mind because most of the stuff that's given to us in media, in food, in drinks, and whatever, we don't really consider what's in those ingredients. It isn't up until recently, maybe the last 3 or 4 years, that my wife and I have been way more mindful of what goes into our bodies and the ingredients that we see on these labels. So question everything that people are posting, and look for different perspectives, right? If you feel like, maybe this sounds a little weird, then all right, maybe you comment on it, maybe you ask a question so that it can clarify for you. Um, and now you've learned something new. Now you've maybe created a new connection, and other people have seen that you're engaging, and they're going to also engage with you as well. All right. And then don't blindly follow any trends. Don't just say, oh, keto this or paleo this or carnivore this or vegan or this or that. Like, don't follow trends. Follow what works for you. All right. There's a lot of people that started vegan and are now meat eaters. There are a lot of people that are only meat eaters and they're now vegan or vegetarian. It works. It's what works best for you and your body and your brain. And then, like we said earlier, when we talk about engaging on social media, I mentioned it at the beginning of the episode, set time limits. It's so crucial to set time limits. Be intentional about how often and how long you're going to be online. social media isn't a way to just pass time. Although it does help pass time, it shouldn't be a time passer. It should be something where deliberate. Okay, what am I looking for right now on social media? Am I just looking because I'm bored, or am I looking because I want to find some content that's going to help boost my mood right now, or boost my productivity right now, or help me learn something? Maybe I just, my favorite fitness influencer just posted their favorite exercise. I'm going to do that today. Whatever, something simple that allows you to do something with that. There's a couple more things here that we should remember when you're on social media and you're following these influencers and you're getting information from them. Don't forget that social media is not going to replace personalized advice and personalized care, right? If there are things that you are seeing on there and you're learning and you're implementing, that's great. But if you feel at some point that you need help, or that, maybe I do need some personal attention, then seek that guidance, seek that help from a qualified trainer, from a nutritionist, from therapist, whatever you need, right? Seek help from people that are doing this on a daily basis and can help you personally. I can do that. But don't rely on just generic online advice, right? Most of it is just generic advice. What the generic advice may not resonate with what your goals are. So you can't always listen to it. It may not account for your specific needs, your specific health condition. You may have certain health conditions that won't allow you to do certain things. So you can't just be like, well, that's what I'm supposed to do. But your body won't let you. So consider those things, and ask for help when you need it. So you don't get lost, you don't get confused, you don't get hurt, and you're always in a healthy environment with that. All right. And then keep in mind, you guys, don't link your self-worth to how people interact with you on social media, right? Likes and comments, we forget about them after, like, few hours after we post, right? So if people are commenting negatively on your Instagram, if people are commenting negatively on what you post, then block them, unfollow them, whatever. Protect yourself, protect your self-esteem. Don't let people just bully you just because it's Instagram. We can set our accounts to private. We can block people. We can report people, right? We're not being quote unquote tattletales. We're just protecting ourselves. Why are we going to allow, if we didn't allow kids to bully us in school, and if we saw bullying happen in school and we said something, why are we allowing it on social media? Don't let these trolls hide behind their keyboards and just troll people and be mean. So focus on the content that you're producing, or focus on the content you're consuming, not on how people are reacting to it. Like, perfect example, right? Like, I'm putting out this podcast episode. People may not like it. People may like it. I don't know. I'm not going to know. And frankly, if you don't like it, I don't care. There's other information that you could be consuming that you don't need to be sitting here consuming information that you don't like, right? So for me, it's like, that's your problem, not mine. So that's the mindset we have to have, and that's the mindset we have to shift into, to be able to see a comment and say, that's your problem, not mine, and just move on from it. And then the last thing I'm going to tell you guys, when it comes to social media, I know this is weird, but it's okay to take a digital detox, right? It's okay to take a week off social media. It's okay to take 2, 3 weeks, 4 weeks off of social media. Sorry to say this, and I hope I don't hurt your feelings, but if you get off social media, no one's going to miss you, right? You have friends and family that have your phone number, that maybe interact with you on a weekly basis. And the people who really are going to interact with you and need to be around you are not just on social media in your life. So if you're going to take a break off social media, be okay with the fact that no one's going to miss you. But what will help is staying away from mindless scrolling, staying away from engaging in negative content, and just staying away from that hit of dopamine to just feel really good about just jumping on. So sometimes you jump on for like 3-4 minutes and it's like, what did you just do? Nothing, right? You didn't benefit from that. So if you're going to take a break, take a break. If you don't want to take a week off or a month off, then leave your phone in the house when you go take a walk, or put your phone away when you're at the gym, or put your phone away when you're hanging out with friends at dinner or lunch or at home with your family. Take a 1-hour break, put the phone away, right? We can do that. Socialize with real people, or pursue the hobbies that you enjoy. Sometimes social media gets in the way of us doing what we like to do because this is easier to scroll. For those of you not watching, that was me scrolling. You can't see it. But if you use these strategies, and you prioritize your well-being, it's gonna be such a positive force in your fitness journey. You're gonna feel so much better about yourself. You're gonna feel less anxious. You're gonna feel less depressed. Um, you're gonna think more highly of yourself because you're not gonna be comparing yourself to others. So just remember to balance your social media and your real life. When you come across things that force you to think, then think. Use your brain to think critically about things, to question what you're consuming, and don't just take it for what it is, right? Once you've built that trust and relationship with whoever you're following, then that's fine. There's plenty of people that I follow on Instagram, that I've followed for years because everything they've put out as far as information has checked out. It's worked. So I'm going to continue to follow them, and I don't need to necessarily question them. There are other accounts that I still follow that they do put out information that I question, and the only reason I follow them is because I need to stay educated on what is right and what is wrong, and what information is out there that it's false that I need to be able to rebuttal and help clarify to my clients and to my friends and to you guys. So for me, that's my reasoning for following things that I don't agree with, right? But I'm not going to sit there and follow accounts that I know are just completely dead wrong and spitting out stuff that they shouldn't be. There's still pages that post out there that diet soda is okay. I'm sorry, and in no world is diet soda okay just because it doesn't have real sugar. Like, fruit has real sugar, right? And it's okay for us. Soda doesn't have real sugar. It's, first of all, it's corn syrup in regular soda, and then in diet soda, it's a fake sugar. It's a synthetic sugar. So don't tell me that it's okay, right? It's gonna mess with your bacterial gut in your stomach. It's gonna mess with your digestive system. It's gonna mess with your hormones in your endocrine system. So why? Anyways, I'm sorry. I'm gonna get off on a tangent right there, but that's the point. You got to be mindful. You have to critically think, and you have to be aware of what information is being put out there. So always critically think and always take things with a grain of salt, because you never know what someone is putting out there, just to maybe sell a product or a brand or whatever. All right, so be careful of that. So that's all I got today. Social media and fitness, navigating the noise. I hope that helps. I will be posting all these strategies on Instagram throughout the week, just so that we can, listen along with the episode and then stay reminded throughout the week. Next week, you know what? I don't know what I have on there. Don't worry, you'll find out when we get there. So thank you guys. I really appreciate your time. I really appreciate your attention. I really appreciate your feedback when I get it. So if you ever do have feedback for me and you haven't given me some, send it my way. Comment on it. Send me a DM. Send me an email at coachadamir21@gmail.com. Whatever you want. However you want to communicate with me, I will communicate with you back. So next week we'll be talking about recovery, the missing piece in your fitness puzzle. Rest and recovery is a huge miss for people and a thing that people think they don't need. So we'll talk about that next week. In the meantime, you guys have a great week. Remember to love yourself and go be the best version of yourself. Bye.